and even with his family. Let's all give Pastor Jonathan Pacho a big victory church and welcome.
Thank you. Great to be here, and as Ome has said, it's great to see all of you and see, I called you Ome, it's Romel was actually my son's children's church teacher, mentor, and great friend. I've always looked at him as a subcontractor. We haven't figured that one out yet. It's good to have, church is not about Sunday. It's about having community, it's about having friends, it's about having relationships. It's about having guys like Romel beside you. You know, when your kids become teenagers, all of a sudden you're not the Superman they thought you were. And you're going to need guys like Ome who will tell them that, you know, he's actually Superman, he's just not dressed right for the moment. And you need subcontractors, you need healthy friends and relationships. That's what church is. Church is not something you go and do on a Sunday. It's actually building relationships with folks and people. I am truly very happy to be here, primarily in your city and watching Manny Pacquiao last night. Typically, if Manny Pacquiao had a fight, I won't get to see it because the services that I do are at 9 o'clock and 11 o'clock in the morning, which means Manny is fighting at that moment, which also means a lot of the people don't show up for church. A lot of the people actually show up at the evening services and they don't show up for mine. But the good news is Manny won. And as once again, I've always been a great Manny Pacquiao fan, and amazing how fast that man's hands were. The first time I've actually seen him do those two hands together. I've seen him do that. Man's always has something new under his wings. And it was interesting after he did that he had this broad smile on his face. The thing I love about him is he has he gives us. If you're a Filipino in the room, if you're not, you're welcome here. It's not Filipino church, it's Victory Christian Fellowship. Every Nation Churches is all about every nation. But the thing I love about him is the fact that he makes me proud as a Filipino. And the reason that makes me proud is not because his English is impeccable, you know, but because he's a man of adversity. He's a man who faces life in the midst of challenges and issues, and he perseveres. And he's a man of excellence. He's a man who gets what he has and works on it and does the best with what he has and comes up on top, which is a very amazing story. And that's what I love about man, more than all the boxing, really. The other reason why I love man is because he enjoys his craft. And that's in many ways the way we should be as Christians. Christianity is not something you do on a Sunday. Christianity is actually something you enjoy doing. One of my favorite scriptures or stories in the Bible is actually in the first book of Genesis. Actually, the second book of Genesis, right in between the first and second chapters of Genesis, where it talks about how God rested on the seventh day. How many of you know that verse? The Bible says that on the seventh day, God rested. I don't know about you, but I always ask God questions. And I've asked the Lord once upon a time, Lord, why would you have to rest on the seventh day if you were God? How many of you ever wondered that? If you're God, why do you have to rest? The Bible says in the book of Isaiah, the God who created the heavens and the earth never gets tired or weary. So if God never gets tired or weary, then why in the world would he have to rest? The answer is because God rested not because he was tired. God rested for a totally different reason. Because he couldn't have been tired from making all the Chinese. He couldn't have been tired from making all the fish in the ocean. God rested not because he was tired. God rested because he wanted to sit back and enjoy all that he created. In other words, to enjoy is to rest. And to rest is to enjoy. Let me give you an example. If you went to bed last night and you woke up this morning tired, that means you rested but didn't enjoy your sleep. How many of you know we do that all the time? We sleep but don't enjoy it, we wake up tired. On the other hand, I ran about 6, 7, maybe 8 kilometers this morning. And I enjoyed every minute of it. In fact, I needed to reboot myself because I came from Brazil, Orlando, San Diego, and here. I'm kind of exhausted. I need to refresh my whatever's, my heart, my brain, and everything else. And I enjoyed every minute, in which case I am very rested at the moment. In other words, to rest is to enjoy, and to enjoy is to rest, which makes sense. In the 1600s, the theologians, after the Bible was printed, were so confused about what the Bible was all about. They gathered all the theologians from all over the world, from all over the known world at the time, and they discussed what was now today known as the Westminster Catechism. What they said was, the chief end of man is to glorify God and enjoy Him forever. In other words, this Christianity that we grew, it's not about how many verses in the Bible you know.
That's right.
It's about how well you enjoy God. One of the most interesting things about creation is God never made man on the first day. And God did not create man on the second day. Not on the third, not on the fourth, not even on the fifth day. God made man on the sixth day. Because His full intent was that when you woke up on the seventh day, the first thing man would see was not God working, but God enjoying all of creation with Him. The whole essence of Christianity is enjoying God. The whole essence and point of Christianity is enjoying life with God. Because only in your ability to enjoy God will you have the ability to enjoy others. Only in that will you be able to survive a marriage as long as mine, which is going 27 years. And when I look at myself, I'm incapable of love. But only as I stay in relationship with my God am I able to love my wife the way I am able to do so today. I want to read to you one of the verses out of the book of Psalms, which is another fascinating thing about God. Psalm chapter 8 verse 3 says, not only did God want us to enjoy a relationship with Him, it says, when I consider your heavens, this is David speaking, the work of your fingers, the moon, the stars which you have set in place. What is man that you're mindful of him, and son of man that you care for him? You've made him a little lower than the heavenly beings and crowned him with glory. Well, this is a very interesting set of verses because it talks about how David is blown away, not only by the fact that God created him, not only by the fact that God loved him and sought to enjoy life with him, but that He actually entrusted all of creation to him. Can you fathom that? That God, after making the entire universe, is saying, now Adam, I want you to have control and stewardship over the earth. The most mind-boggling thing to me is not that God really created me, but that He would actually entrust. In verse 6 it says, you made him ruler over the works of your hands. You put everything under his feet, all the flocks and herds and the beasts of the field, and the birds of the air, and the fish of the sea, and all that swim in the paths of the seas. Why would God entrust all of creation to me? Still blows my mind to this day. I believe the reason why He did that was because He was laying for us the foundation of relationship. The very essence of how we can enjoy God is rooted in this idea of entrusting creation to us. God was laying for us this concept, this idea that if you're going to have a great relationship with God or with one another, the foundation of that is trust. Do you look at your person, the person beside you, and just check if they look like they're trustworthy? See, the problem with trust is you can't see it in people's faces, can you? It's not in their hairdo. And that's what we want to study. Why did God lay this foundation? But without trust, life doesn't work. You know, you can actually live with somebody and sleep with somebody and still not have a relationship with that person because you don't trust each other. Because trust is essential. You probably have someone in mind, someone you dearly love, but don't trust. In which case,